you don't want, because it'll continue to give you false doubles. And to change them, you would push like this. If you want to change all of them to the same one, you come up here where it says all. You push it on there. You can go 2, 3. The third setting is the lowest setting for the blow, and that's for some really, really thin stock, which most people don't run on these systems because it is a very big time hassle. So things like tissue paper and stuff like that, you don't want to run that through here. Or the very, very thin stuff. Anything under 20 pounds you shouldn't run through here. It will give you a lot of issues. It'll give you a lot of false readings. Like, it will read that it is actually missing in a bin that's actually feeding out of. We're going to go ahead and go into the next one. Next one is your doubles and your thick and thin. Okay, so in the center here where it says on, that means your doubles detectors are on. Here is thin, here's thick. If you notice, I can't change it while it's in auto. You have to go to manual and would change it. But if you put it in manual, you would run this individually, which thin is like this, thick is like that. It's a density reading deal. It doesn't give no in between. If you turn on auto and just run everything on auto, when you calibrate, it's going to read it and it's going to say, hey, it's this thickness, this much density being sent through, and you won't have to do any other adjustments. Coming to here, descending time. We always put it on 2. You can put it on 1 if you don't like waiting so long for the paper to start to feed. What it will do is the bins will go from the bottom up, then they'll come back down, and then they'll run up slowly. While it's doing that, the fans are on, and it's helping blow off, dissipating some of the static. And static will create a lot of doubles, and it's best to just have as much static blown off as possible. Backup. Now what backup does is the reading that it does when you calibrate this, if you go home for the night, you didn't finish your job, first thing in the morning you come back on in and you want to continue to run that job, backup will keep the data from the night before, and you can finish and you can start running again. I always tell everybody, if you're going to go home for the evening and you shut it off, then recalibrate first thing in the morning, because backup is not foolproof. If you go to lunch for you go and stop your job and you go to lunch and then you come back and finish running your job, backup's perfectly fine for that. But first thing in the morning, you should always recalibrate. Alright, this is your misses, doubles, and jams. We went through here and turned them off earlier. These are actually turn them on. You can turn them off though for a bin that is reading darker colors. If you're reading something that is black on on one side and black on the inside, or brown, or any dark color like that, it's best to hold it up towards the light and see if you can see through it. If you can see light coming through it, then it should be able to read it. But if you don't, it's not going to read it, in which case you would turn it off. Usually that happens for your covers and you'll end up turning it off. Just keep an eye on your books, like check every 5th book to make sure that you don't have double pages in there. And this will complete this collator tower. Right here, this is your paper bins. There's 3 lit up. It says there's paper in those bins. They've been calibrated. As you can see, there's paper in those bins and they've been calibrated. This here will read a double. So if there's a double, it's going to read right here on those bins, and it'll say which one it is that had the double, so that you know to check that bin for any issues. Like usually with doubles, it's like a lot of static. You may have to pull it out and jog it, or your cutter blade had a nick in it, and when it ran down through there, it kind of like bonded the papers together a little bit. and you will have to fluff it up and everything else and break it up just to get past that. On this one here, this is called misses, and anytime there's a miss, one of these will be lit up, whichever bin. Same with the jams, that's jam, it'll be lit up there. Over here it'll say which tower had the error, and because you only have 2 towers, you'll be looking at A and B. For here, this light up, see how I hit emergency stop? It lit up on A. Turning it off. Alright, if your front is open, it's not showing it. Any one of these units is lifted up, it will show an error on there, and it will say which one it is, and even the back tower will show you that there is an error on front tower A. And this is a complete our test video. Let me go ahead and point these out as well. Sorry. This is your bleed off for your blow. These are your sheet separators. Sheet separators are little tabs in there. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this back so that you can see. Let me move this out of the way. These little tabs right there. There's one that's a solid one that is a T. The T's on the inside one, and then the solid one's on the outside. And you would adjust them right here. And basically what we do is we run those up to where they're just touching the belts. For your standard stock, your thicker stocks, you may have to come down a hair. If you have a lot of doubles, turn it up a little stronger. The smaller the number, the tighter it is against it, and it will help with your doubles. You also have your bin height back here. That is that right there, and that basically raises the paper closer to the manifolds for when it's feeding. This is the manifold, and the closer it is, the more doubles you can get. Or if your paper is having a hard time feeding, you would run it up to pull the paper better. If you're getting doubles, twist the knob counterclockwise there, and it will put it further away, and it will help with the doubles. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at LCE Graphics. Thank you. Goodbye.